Hello and welcome to another anime lore and theory video. I'm Shagok, your host, and today we are going to take a closer look at the reaction. Once it was announced that Kazuma and Megumin, spoiler alert, would date. But before we're going to take a closer look at any of this, let me quickly thank my Patreons for supporting this channel, and say my thanks to all users of the YouTube thanks function for making one-time donations. And with that said, let's get to the topic at hand. That Kazuma would ever date anyone other than Ares, involuntarily, was not really foreseeable in the first 2 seasons of Konosuba, even though the movie brought Megumin and Kazuma a bit closer. It was by no means apparent that Kazuma would not only date Megumin, but also would have other options at that. But today, let's take a closer look at his other dating options, in air quotes, and how people reacted to Megumin and Kazuma dating. First of all, Kazuma's not the hungry predator he likes to occasionally portray himself as, or as he is sometimes perceived. Megumin and Darkness actually talked about Kazuma, and while Darkness made a huge scene in Megumin's house, at least in the books, and hinted in the movies that Kazuma should never be left alone with Megumin, because after all, he hadn't slept the night before, and men become like animals and uncontrollable in this state. Megumin's mother was not impressed at all, and privately, Megumin and Darkness quickly agreed that Kazuma is a coward when it comes to romantic matters. He was called a shy little kitten, and it's true that Kazuma had many opportunities to go further with many women, but he always got scared and reacted very cautiously, or derailed the whole conversation. So here comes an extra spoiler warning, as we will now talk about Darkness' reaction. Darkness was downright panicked at the thought that such an abhorrent, selfish, and merciless scoundrel would be wasted on another woman, as Darkness was made for Kazuma's tirades. Darkness has the worst taste in men since Justa Grata Honoria, and naturally, it was bitter for her that Megumin and Kazuma were dating. But as you will see in the anime, Darkness fought for Kazuma and wanted to have her first time with him, more or less intentionally, even though she, technically speaking, wasn't entirely in her right mind. Nevertheless, she ultimately wished Megumin all the best and accepted her romantic defeat without becoming a yandere about it. This brings us to Aqua, who was honestly shocked that Megumin would lower herself and date Kazuma. In Aqua's eyes, Kazuma was partially a clever rogue and partially a loser, and she thought Megumin would surely find a better boyfriend than Kazuma, because Aqua knew how weak Kazuma is, and that he had no special talent. She really thought Megumin deserved a better man. Nevertheless, she accepted it more or less easily. Darkness was romantically interested in Kazuma, and Aqua had zero interest in Kazuma. As a mortal, he would also be unworthy of a goddess, and generally speaking, they are more like siblings, like actual siblings, not anime siblings, and even Kazuma couldn't imagine being with Aqua. Even alone in his stable, he couldn't do anything when he imagined being with Aqua, although she is pretty. Whenever she opens her mouth or Kazuma thinks about it, any interest in her vanishes, even in her body. But the best reaction to all of this came from Megumin's former classmates, especially from the one who gave Megumin her eye patch, namely Arue. When she heard that Megumin was dating Kazuma, she initially said nothing. Then she said it was not too late for Megumin to follow the union path, like they were in a dating sim or something. This statement was so incredibly deadpan and so incredibly well phrased that I actually had to laugh about it. And you could really feel the horror and concern that Arue felt when she heard about Megumin and Kazuma. And the union proposal Arue made was quite serious, because many in the village thought that Megumin was a tsundere who couldn't properly show her love for Union. And even Funifura and Dodonko thought that Megumin and Union would become a couple eventually. It was also extra funny that everyone in the village except Megumin's parents initially thought of Yunyun as Megumin's partner, which means she had a lot of explaining to do and left a lot of people feeling sad for her. Speaking of Megumin's parents though, specifically Hyoizaburo, he was initially against a heavily indebted man like Kazuma dating his daughter, because he believed that Kazuma should get his life together first. But that quickly changed, as in instantly, from one moment to another, when he and his wife Yu learned that Kazuma lives in a mansion and is waiting for a payout of 300 million eres. Fun fact, this used to be a regular custom of Megumin's father, something Vanir tried to cure her of by all means necessary, since his magic items were flawed masterpieces in the most literal sense, which means the family was really poor, as in they still had a home, large enough to house 2 adults and 2 kids, and a very suspicious looking cat. And Megumin's mother only saw the money in this relationship, and therefore locked Megumin and Kazuma in a room together, notably after being warned by darkness, simply because she saw Kazuma's money as very beneficial for her entire family. Lastly, a reaction from someone you wouldn't expect regarding Kazuma's first dates. Let me put it this way, every time Kazuma and Megumin got closer, something interrupted them. Kazuma seemingly just had bad luck. To repeat, Kazuma seemingly just had bad luck. Kazuma, the lucky one, whose luck stat is 10 times higher than all of his other stats combined. He had bad luck when it came to this very closeness. In other words, Ares had developed a slight crush on Kazuma, which I suspect is partially because Kazuma helps people when it really matters, after making a huge fuss about it. Partially because Ares is quite similar to Kazuma in terms of personality. I mean, both are scoundrels and both are rogues. And thirdly, because Kazuma has the highest luck stat after Ares. And this is likely the main reason why Ares likes Kazuma a bit. And Ares later more or less admitted that she sabotaged every moment when Kazuma and Megumin could have gotten closer. And with that said, now it's your turn. What do you think about Kazuma Megumin and his many missed opportunities? Let me know it down in the comment section, and while you type, I say thank you very much for watching, and special thanks to Ada Daddy Ada, ASK, Bad Guy Yi, Bad Boyto 316, Beezer, Ben C, Brandon D, Chrissy, Crowley 0221, Sia, Crystal Prime, Dead Slime, Death is Mercy, Deathless Dragonlord, Demon Xenomorph 1987, Devin Downen, Ding Dong, Din Pep, Dragonlord Placido Saxophone, Duckwagon, Dunkler Krieger, Dystopia, Dystopia II, Enigmatic Unicorn, Thiralshivan, Guy with Dead Head, Hector Moreno, Hoss, Huster, Jacob G, Jana B, Jason, J. Morris, Chromius, Kyle R, Lee K. Long, Legendarius, Lelouch Britannia with a Mustache, Lexus Fox, Lord Nishikian Rai, Lord Touch Me, Love Razor, Merovec, Mr. Shoes, Mr. Tweaker, Michael R, Michael Y, Nope, Oh Hell No, Normal Toad, O'Kill, Overlord General Gasper, Paddy Pantom, Personage, Primus 11, Rhinomere, Q&A Caracos P, Shergox's Daddy, Shadow Lightning Wolf, Shrine Keeper, Sir Axolotl, Super Tier Magic Batista Bomb, Supreme Cheese, Staris, Ted, Texas Deer, The Orc Warboss, Rocket Smasher, T.E. Wang, Vash Hawkeye, Vegito 27, Venture Fanatic, Wilhelm, Xenokai, and Sonegon. Thanks guys. Anyway, have a nice day and I hope to see you all again soon under my next video.